Well, I'm inspired to run because of the reputation of our city. Our legacy is at stake. I initially started running because I simply thought that the information that is needed to be imparted to the next generation is not being done. And so I thought in my initial plans to run for mayor that we just needed better representation. But as I continue to talk and attend these forums, I'm really realizing that the legacy of Birmingham is at stake. And I'm anticipating that my leadership as mayor of the city will put in shape an agenda, a legacy that will be afforded to the next generation. Okay, I've lived in Birmingham most of my life. I attended Hayes High School. I attended Kingston Elementary School for 7 years. And off and on, I've always ended up back in dear old Birmingham. And certainly the quality of life here is of such that we're in mediocrity right now. That is a part of the reason why I've been motivated to step forward, because we should not be a city of mediocrity. We have been the city that shook the consciousness of our nation. That was the inheritance that we received here in Birmingham. We received an inheritance that allowed us to fill the seats in City Hall, to go to the state after many before us stood in front of Bull Connor's dogs and fought to get the civil rights voting bill passed, fought for justice and equality for all of us. So it is my generation now that must say, what are we going to do for the next generation to make sure that mediocrity, after all, they gave us the opportunity to run the city. Should my generation say to the next generation, this is all we have to offer? A city that's ranking number 2 in crime in the nation? Should I say to my grandchildren, this is the best that we can do? That's not what the people before us, they didn't think of us that way. They loved us enough to stand in front of the hose pipes, the dogs and vicious people to give us a city to control. I know that we can do it in a way of dignity. We do not have to stay in mediocrity, and I intend for us to represent those who gave it to us on a platter, their love, and said, take it from here. And I'm going to say to the next generation when I'm mayor, take it from here. I'm going to give it to you the best way that I can. Well, one of the things I want to do is bring about a community police relations, better community police relations. We are fortunate in Birmingham that our police, the majority of them, have been taught to respect the citizenry. When I was a little girl, we knew that police didn't always like us, but we were taught to respect them. And now that we have inherited a police force that looks like the population, that is made up primarily of the people who live here, it means that we have to create a relationship that it's better than what we have now. We want our citizens to know who their captains are. We want the captains to know who the neighbors are. We want the captains and the lieutenants to know who lives on every street, every neighborhood. And when that happens, we support each other. We support them, they support us. As I'm campaigning, many communities are saying, well, Miss Bell, we want to have a community policing. We don't trust the police. And I say to them, many of them are young millennials, I say to them, I support community policing, but I encourage you to learn how to respect law enforcement, because we want to remain a civilized society. We don't want to be a third world country with constant chaos, violence, and uncivility, a lack of civility. Well, I believe one of the things that distinguishes me is the fact that I am the only candidate talking about this legacy that must be preserved, the legacy that should be appreciated, that was passed to us, the legacy that must be passed to the next generation. And also, I'm distinguished, I believe, because I'm willing to accept the fact that we have accepted mediocrity. We have allowed ourselves to rank in the nation with crime, and that's not talked about. It is the least issue that is covered. Wherever we've gone to do our talking, it is talked about least of all, crime. And this is an embarrassment to those who put their lives on the line in order that we would have the power to run the schools, to run City Hall, to go down to the state level. I love them too much, those who sacrifice for me, to say to the next generation, this is the best we can do. We don't have to pass mediocrity, and under my administration, we won't. And when on August 22nd, when I'm elected mayor, when the voters vote for me, they're voting for the future of Birmingham. They're voting for their children. They're voting for their grandchildren. And I look forward to taking my seat in City Hall for the advancement of all of Birmingham citizenry.